Right, before we go to the intro, people, I need to know if this stream is working. So please let me know, because every time I click my mouse, for some reason, YouTube freezes me. So if this keeps going, I don't know what's going on. And now my Wi-Fi is down a bit. Oh, for goodness sake. That should sort itself out. Right, hopefully the Wi-Fi sorts itself out. Right, we're going to the intro. Let's get going. Come on. Hit like, share, and subscribe, guys. I'm going to hit the intro now. Big up, everyone.
On the live stream, scarf up on the screen, chats red and roaring, type in every scene, from the cop to the corners, you can feel that fire, every little comment takes the roof up higher, hey, everything Liverpool, we scream, comments flowing, chasing that dream. Oh, the Anfield dream. From the couch to the cop, we sing.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, this shit's working now. I don't know if the internet's fucking I have no idea what's going on. Hopefully, we're back. Oh my God, what is going on with YouTube right now? This is a YouTube problem, not an. I don't know what is going on. I've got my internet. I've got an internet cable in, and my internet's not dropped. This has got to be a YouTube thing. Hopefully it's watchable. That's all I can say, man. Hopefully it's watchable. But you see StreamYard right now.
There's been another fuck up.
Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you can hear me and see me okay, and we're moving now. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's fine. Hey, it sorted its shit out. Right, big up the chat, and this is part 2. Action. Oh my God, the fuck, this is. About to say, pick up the chat, big up everyone here, share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I apologize for the first video about 20 minutes ago. Fuck knows what happened. I think it might be a YouTube or a StreamYard thing. My face was frozen every time I clicked my mouse for some reason, but I weren't frozen on StreamYard. Usually when you freeze, you see yourself frozen on StreamYard. But the fact of the matter, it was only YouTube where I was freezing. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I just restarted everything, man. Appreciate it. Big up John in the house, man. Much love, much love. But yeah, fucking hell, man, fucking hell. Big up the Glover family. Don't forget to go and subscribe to my guys at the Glover family. Go and give Shelley and Co a shout out. Much love, man. Much love. Much love. Yeah, social joins in the house. YouTube's been acting up. They are probably making changes to 2026. Yeah. I think YouTube yesterday, I was watching Born and Red, big up Asim and Co on Born and Red. And I think the chat weren't working on YouTube yesterday. I think there's some issues on YouTube right now. I really do. And they're not pushing videos out either. I've noticed that people's channels numbers and that are a bit lower than they usually are. So fuck knows what's going on, man. Hopefully we're all sorted, man. Hopefully we're all sorted. Because it must have been on the YouTube side of things, because I was on Twitter as well, and I checked myself on Twitter, and Twitter was working fine. So it must be just a YouTube thing. Must be just a YouTube thing. But yeah, hopefully everyone's good. Appreciate you, John. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Right. Let's do this. Talk about these beautiful summer transfer rumours that's going around. But before we talk about the summer transfer rumours, guys, we've got to talk about this guy.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again.
He's been talking. He's been talking to Viaplay, I believe it is. He had an interview with Viaplay, so yeah, we're gonna read it out. Big SH, I've not been receiving notifications as well. YouTube's bugging out. Yeah, YouTube's, I don't know, fuck's going on. Big up Theo says, yeah, take Van de Ven, keep your eyes away from Luca. Oh, that's your new guy, ain't it? Yeah, I'm all right with Van de Ven, man. I'm all right with Van de Ven. He's such a rage baiter. Let me share my beautiful screen with you guys. There we go. Right. I don't know if anyone just seen this. Arne Slot. We have improved a lot compared to 3 or 4 months ago. Though, I have to say, I didn't think there was that bad 3 or 4 months ago. Now, this is just a quote. I've not watched or heard the whole interview that he did with Viaplay. I don't know where you can find it, if it's out there somewhere in the world. Maybe it's on Viaplay's YouTube channel. I don't know. But these are quotes coming from that interview today. Obviously, we got to put things in context. We don't know. We could have gone on after that and said something else. But these quotes are not going to help people. It's not going to help Arne Slot right here. We have improved a lot compared to 3 or 4 months ago, have we? Though I have to say, I didn't even think it was that bad 3 or 4 months ago. Yeah. Yeah.
خلاص
I don't look. Big up, guys. There's 84 people in the house right now. The chat is moving proper slow. I don't know if there's anyone chatting or writing, typing away, but yeah, there's something definitely wrong with YouTube right now. Even the chat's not moving properly. But yeah, I'm not ignoring anyone if you are writing and all that. But yeah, we have improved a lot compared to 3 or 4 months ago. Though I have to say, I didn't even think it was that bad 3 or 4 months ago. Yeah, I've told you, everyone, guys. I told you all. I told everyone. Arne Slot and Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards don't think it's that bad, man. They don't think it's that bad. They are. Apparently, it's not a fake quote. This has come from Viaplay. Anfield Index are probably not going to put things up that are fake, to be fair to Anfield Index. This has come from Viaplay. I've got more quotes from Viaplay. He's done an interview with Viaplay. If I could find the interview from Viaplay, then we're laughing. Do you know what I mean? If I could find the Slot interview from there, we could have a little listen to it. Do you know what I mean? This is why I'm saying we got to be a little bit careful about context sometimes when it comes to quotes. Oh, good God. Let me have a look. I can't see. It's going to be hard to find. I'm hoping. To be fair, it does sound like a kind of thing that Slot would say. I ain't going to lie. Google needs to turn YouTube off for 5 minutes and switch it back on. Is YouTube fucking up everywhere, man? Connor, is YouTube... Like, Connor watches a lot. Connor will let me know. YouTube must be fucking up everywhere, man. Even John's like, what's Slot been smoking, man? Big up Double J, man. Facts, they think this season is a fluke. I do think that as well. I've been saying this for a while. That's why he never got sacked, man. Yeah, Enzy's stream went down as well. See, look, I'm telling you, this ain't not right with YouTube right now. Yeah, but I don't. Slot's a fucking mental, man, yeah? It is something he would say, though. This is such a Slot quote. It's such a Slot quote. Did you watch us against Forest? Played awful, but got a fluky win. Exactly. I actually think Edward wants to bring Alonso in. I think Hughes is the one backing him. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Could be. There's definitely... I've said this most of the season. I believe Richard Hughes and Slot and people like that, Michael Edwards, whoever it is that's running the place, they believe we've just had an unlucky season. It's been an unfortunate unlucky season for Liverpool so far. And they believe next season will only be better and not worse. So that's why I think they're going to stick with Arne Slot. I don't think Arne Slot's going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think he's going anywhere. Slot isn't far away from mocking Gerrard's slip. You know it, man. Yeah, exactly. Our fans are too sensitive. I've never seen managers' words so over-analysed. Big up, man. It's because, my man, it's because when he says that, look, I've already put it out there that we've got to see more context to it. But this quote, you got to admit yourself, my friend, is a bit crazy. It is a bit crazy to say he didn't think that it was that bad 3 or 4 months ago. I don't think we've improved at all. I honestly don't. I don't honestly believe Liverpool have improved that much. I really don't. I don't think we've improved that much. Now, that's just my opinion. I don't think it's always little improvements. I'm not saying but I don't think we've improved to a degree that we should have improved to. I think we're beating players and beating teams that we should beat in theory. But I still do think there's a problem with Liverpool's way of playing. Yeah. Right, let me I just want to share the quotes with you. Like, I'm a Liverpool look, if people don't like what I do, I hear it, but at the end of the day, I'm a Liverpool channel and I'm bringing you quotes and things from what our manager is saying. So, and we're going to discuss about it. So, so let me. I think Slot will stay here, though. I don't think he's going anywhere. Let me take the comments off the thing for a minute. Right, Arne Slot. People will find it weird what I'm going to say, but when you face a deep block with 10 in their box, it really doesn't matter what formation you play: 4-4-2, 5-4-1, 5-3-2. It doesn't matter. You should only be focused on not giving away counter attacks. There we go. What are the comments saying? Did he mention PSG at all? I will agree with that. Look, I'm going back Slot here on something. I actually agree with what you're saying. It shouldn't matter the formation you play against low blocks, but it's the way you play. That's a difference, yeah? The formation shouldn't actually matter, right? The formation shouldn't actually matter. So I'll give Slot a bit of credit for that. If you're playing against 10 in a low block and they're all in their box, playing 4-4-2 or 5-3-2, it doesn't actually matter, right? What matters is the way you move the football. The way you move the football and the way you play. That's the difference. It's nothing about the formation. You know, Liverpool playing 4-2-3-1. Liverpool have enough attacking talent to break down low blocks. The problem is it's the way you move the ball and how quick you play the ball and how your system and setup is. It's nothing to do with formation. I've always said this. I don't think formation is the issue. I think it's the way a team plays and the way the team sets up. Because most of the time, a manager will pick a formation, but you've always got 1 or 2 players who are allowed to go out of that formation and free roam and have a bit more license. So you're not really playing that formation, if that makes sense. I think formation is more for when you're defending. So if you set up in a 4-2-3-1, it's about where you are out of possession, when you haven't got the ball. When you haven't got the ball and you're keeping your shape, that's about formation. When you're attacking, your attacking players should be given more freedom. And if you're giving your players more freedom, especially in attacking positions, formation don't really matter. It don't matter at all. So I do agree with him there. I do agree with him there. I do agree with him there. but we got to play better, man. We have got we have got to move the ball quicker. This has been my whole issue all season, and I'll continue saying this now. Everything my problem has been all season is the way we move the football and our physicality. Yeah, exactly, Brucey. Big up, Brucey. Both formation only matters if it changes who's on the pitch. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. Exactly, because you can play a 4-2-3-1, yeah, and Wirtz is your central number 10. But if you give him the license to go left and right and stuff like that, and then Mo Salah becomes an inside forward and not really a winger, and Frimpong sits on the halfway line, he's really a wing back and not a fullback. Your formation is completely different. I think formation only really matters that much when you haven't got the ball. How you set up off the ball. So if you look at Arsenal play a 4-3-3, but when they haven't got the ball to defend, they play a 4-4-2. That's when formation matters. In an attacking sense, Slot is right here. He's actually right there. You know, and as he says, the only thing you should be focused on is not giving away counter-attacks. And that's where formation matters. So when you have got the ball, you got to make sure the players are in tune to what system you want to play. So if we give away the ball, the players have got to get knowing, right, we've got to set up in a 4-4-2 when we defend, keep everything narrow, drop the defensive line back 5 yards, drop the midfield back 5 yards, squeeze the lines, don't leave too much room in between the midfield and the defence, right? That's what you do. But on the attack, it's about moving the ball. Liverpool do not move the ball. We move the ball so slowly, it's so easy to people defend against us, man. It is very, very, very easy for Liverpool to be to defend against Liverpool, man. And that's the issue. It's actually about moving the football, not about what formation we're playing. Doesn't matter about formation at all in an attacking sense. Right, let me share this with you as well, guys. These are more quotes coming from that Viaplay session, that interview with Viaplay that he had today. So I want to share this with you now as well, so you guys can all see this as well and don't think I'm making things up. So Arne Slot, from the 450 million that we spent, I've only been able to use 250 million. All right, guys, hear me out here. Alexander Isak has never been fit so far. Giovanni Leone is ruled out for the entire season, which tells me what I kept telling everyone. He was going to use Leone a lot this season. Frimpong has only impacted in 5 or 6 games. We brought a second goalkeeper for 35 million, Mamardashvili, who barely plays. So we haven't even used 250 million of the 450 million that we spent. While our rivals, 200, 300 and 400 million in adding players to their squad instead of replacing. So that is a big thing there. He's talking about what he's saying here. Our rivals have spent a lot of money, but they've added to their squad and not replaced. So basically what he's saying is, Liverpool spent 450 million in the summer. I've only been able to use half of that because Isak's been fit. Isak's been injured. Leone's been injured, and I haven't been able to use Frimpong enough, and Mamardashvili don't get game time. By the way, Mamardashvili getting game time is actually up to Arne Slot because Mamardashvili's fit and available, so that's up to Arne Slot. Where he is right is that bit in adding players to the squad instead of replacing. This is one of the only things I will say he's correct with. Liverpool replaced players. They didn't add players. We sold a lot of players last season for a lot of money, made our squad smaller, and we replaced them with players that we bought. We didn't add to the squad. And this is something I spoke about a month or so ago when I said this summer, which we'll get to in a minute with the transfers, this summer Liverpool have really got to add to our squad and not sell so many. They need to add. Keeping the majority of players that we've got. I know you've got to sell players occasionally because you've got to You have to got to balance the books. If you look at Aston Villa and Chelsea, I don't know if you people have read them articles. I'll read them articles out to you today. You have to balance the books. I get it, right? But Liverpool got to add more quality, man. They got to add more. They have to move. And I've been saying this as well. He pinpoints Giovanni Leone there, yeah? He really does pinpoint Giovanni Leone, right? I believe Giovanni Leone was going to play a lot of games this season. I think Slot really rates Giovanni Leone. I think he's a slot defender. I think Slot wanted him. And I think he would have used him a lot more this season. So I think that's I think Leone's going to play football a lot next season. So look out for that. You know, obviously, Frimpong's his right back. He's talked about Frimpong there as well. You know, he's talking a lot about Frimpong there. You know, because he rates him. He bought him as well. He's been barely able to use him. I think Alexander Isak will be Liverpool's #1 striker next season. Again, not being used this season because of injury. So it might sound like an excuse what Slot's saying, and it probably is a little bit, but I will give him the credit here. You know me, guys, I will credit people when I believe they deserve credit, and I'll dismiss them when they deserve dismissing. Yes, it's an excuse, and we all can use excuses in life, but he is correct at the same time. Right? I'm not going to bash him too much over this because I don't think it needs bashing. The only thing I would say in this quote is the Mamardashvili one. Mamardashvili, he's been fit all season. Mamardashvili could play if Arne Slot wants him to play. We had an FA Cup game the other day against Brighton, and he chose Alisson instead of Mamardashvili. So bringing up Mamardashvili there for Arne Slot, that's more on Slot. You know, he could have played him if he wanted to. But the adding to players, the adding to players is the main issue, and he's correct there. We replaced players, we didn't add players. To be fair to him, right there, he is correct. He is correct with that one. I think this is a very interesting interview, very interesting quotes that have come out from Arne Slot today. A lot of people go really dismiss it and disagree, and that's fine. It's all up for interpretation. It's all up for but yeah, let's see, man. Let's see. Obviously, this is another one. Again, I just want to bring you all the quotes today, and then we'll get on with the transfer stuff. So, Arne Slot, I did not underestimate the effect that these new set-piece tactics would have in the Premier League. But when you look at the profiles of players we signed, Freeman and Kirkes are not very big. From that point of view, we could have signed profiles that are actually strong profiles when it comes to this aspect. It's very interesting. Very interesting. This bottom quote. From that point of view, we could have signed profiles that were actually strong profiles when it comes to this aspect. Very, very interesting quotes. It's very interesting. He says I did not underestimate the effect these new set piece tactics would have in the Premier League. Right? He says that bit. So this is where you can pull quotes apart. I did not underestimate the effect that these new set piece tactics would have effect in the Premier League. He says that, but then we buy Frimpong and Kirkes. Then he says, from my point of view, we could have signed profiles so we actually strong profiles when it comes to this aspect. Here's my issue. Here's my issue. You've got Joe Gomez, who's 6 foot, yeah? You don't ever play him in the fullback positions where he can play right back and left back. So if this was a problem, why is Joe Gomez not playing every week? Look, this is where you can take quotes apart. Obviously, we've not watched the whole thing. So these are quotes. We don't know the context. We don't know if he went on to say, but I do have Joe Gomez who can play. Why, if he's worried about set pieces all this time, yeah, in the fullback areas, and he's worried about set pieces, and he's talking about small fullbacks, why did Joe Gomez not play fullback when fit then? But then, don't we have really big players in Virgil, Konate, Cody Gakpo, Gravenberch, Sallai? Ain't they like all over 6 foot? Joe Gomez is 6 foot. Yeah. Aren't they all 6 foot plus footballers? It's interesting. It's interesting. Big up my man. Big up Trump. Big up my friend. Big up man. It says smash them likes, people. Let's get to 100 likes. Big up my friend with the super. Much love, man. Much love. The average height of the team is 6'4". All right. It's just, it is interesting again. Very, very interesting takes here from Slot. You know what a lot of people are going to start saying? I'm not going to say this, yeah? I'm not going to say, yeah, Ekatike's over 6 foot. We've got big players in our squad. Again, I think it's nothing to do with the height of players. Barcelona and Man City had small players back in Pep's time as well. And they seem to defend set pieces perfectly fine and didn't have a problem against set pieces. I don't think it's a height issue with set pieces all the time. It's about how you set up defensively against set pieces. Because our set pieces in Europe don't seem to be a problem. You know, in Europe, I believe our set pieces are not that much of a big deal. In fact, I think we score a lot of set pieces in Europe. Ain't we one of the top goal scorers in Europe from set pieces? So from a European standpoint, our set pieces are not an issue. In the Premier League, our set pieces are an issue because obviously in the Premier League, he's probably saying there's a lot of really big, you know, a lot of teams are big players, tall players and all that. So, yeah, I think, look, to be honest, and I'll say this again, since Arne Slot and co sacked the set piece manager, Liverpool set pieces have been better anyway. Since the set piece coach got sacked, our set pieces have been far better. We're actually scoring more from set pieces now, and we're defending set pieces better. So, was it really a problem with fullbacks that are short, or was it the set piece coach we had before was just really shit at his job? And now we got rid of him. We've improved in that area of the pitch. I mean, that's something you can look at as well. So, again, these quotes, you know, are not always going to come off favourable for Arne Slot, obviously, but it's understandable that people will be a bit upset by things like this and wonder what's going on. Right, this is the other thing I wanted to bring you till before we talk about the transfers this summer. Let me just bring you one more bit of information here. So this is from Lewis Steele today from Slot's press conference. Thought this was quite an interesting look at here. So Lewis Steele and Ibrahim Konate's contract situation. Slot openly discussing the club's desire to keep him was telling. He did not do that with Salah or Van Dijk until last year, until the new deals were close to being signed in April. So Lewis Steele basically saying now that Slot kept very quiet on the contract thing, and he did. You know, I gave Slot a lot of credit last year, but for knocking the questions away all the time about Virgil, Trent, and Salah's contract, and they never got brought up that much. But he only started to talk about it a little bit more last year when Salah and Virgil were very close to signing new deals. So is Konate close to signing a new deal? Is Konate close to signing a new deal? You know? Is he close to signing a new deal? Yeah, it sounds like he's having a dig at FSG. It's not FSG, remember, it's not. It's Richard Hughes. Richard Hughes is the sporting director who buys the players. We got to remember that. We're you know, it's not, the owners are not buying players or anything. So yeah, Konate contract situation, Slot openly discussing the club's desire to keep him, was telling. He did not do that with Salah or Virgil until last year, until the new deals were close to being signed in April. Where are we now? It is March on Sunday. We're at the 1st of March on Sunday, and he started to talk about it. He didn't start talking about that until they signed in April last year. We're almost that close again, so maybe Konate is extremely close to signing a new contract with Liverpool. Maybe he's extremely close to signing a new contract with Liverpool. Very, very interesting, to say the least. Right, let's talk about transfers, guys. Where are we? Let's talk about Mo Salah. So, Mr. Mohamed Salah has been a a lot of Liverpool fans have been happy with Mo Salah this year. I think he's been probably, apart from Cody Gakpo and Alexis McAllister, the most heavily criticised Liverpool player this year from Liverpool fans, from the public, from rivals, from whoever. So this is apparently this is for Football Insider. Again, take Football Insiders from a pinch of salt, but it is a rumour. Mohamed Salah is prepared to see out the remainder of his contract at Liverpool, which runs out until the end of next season, if a move to the Saudi Pro League does not materialise this summer. The 34-year-old remains relaxed about his future, aimed on going links away. Now, we've got to remember, Mo Salah is 33 years of age and he's on 400 grand a week. Even if Salah takes a pay cut, you're still looking at a lot of money a week for him to go elsewhere. So even if other clubs were looking at Mo Salah for maybe having him for a year or two, see what they can get out of him for 12 to 24 months, even just signing him for being Mohamed Salah, obviously one of the most famous footballers in the world, probably the biggest footballing Arab star in the world as well. His likeness sells a lot of merch. His name sells a lot of merch. So teams might be looking at Mo Salah for that reason, for a 12 to 24 month period at the age of 33. But he'd have to take a pay cut. He ain't getting 400 grand a week anywhere else apart from probably one place. So that pay cut is what? 250, 300 grand a week, if that, at least, I would say. 250 or 300 grand a week pay cut. That's a lot of money to ask other teams to pay for a 33-year-old who might not be at the strength of his powers, but they know he's going to give them something else. He's going to shift merchandise. His likeness will shift a lot of merchandise. His name will shift a lot of merchandise. So there is that as well. It's an interesting situation. It's an interesting take. I'd be surprised if Salah's here. I'd be very surprised if Salah's here next year. I don't think. I'm starting to think Slot doesn't actually want Cody Gakpo or Mo Salah, which is weird because the Cody Gakpo stuff is quite big at the moment because everyone thinks Slot's favourite player is Cody Gakpo and stuff like that because he don't play Rio. I'm starting to think that Slot wants them both gone. I think Slot wants them both gone. I think Slot wants young attacking talent. I think I wouldn't be surprised if we are looking at Yan Diomande. I know he's a young guy, but he's extremely quick. He's extremely agile, and he's very technically sound. And he goes on the outside. He goes on the inside. I wouldn't be surprised if we're after him. I know there were some rumours about Anthony Gordon. He is on the thumbnail. There was a quote today about Anthony Gordon, which I will find now for you, which I don't believe is the case. Let me have a look. But Liverpool are looking at a lot of attacking young players, to be fair. That's what they seem to be very, very interested in. You got this one from Ian Doyle today about Anthony Gordon. It says Anthony Gordon to Liverpool rumours. The prospect of obviously Newcastle doing business he doesn't expect. The prospect of Newcastle sending anyone to the Reds in the foreseeable future appears as a remote as well. Everyone agreeing with Vara's fine introduction and continues to work flawlessly. Well, I don't know why that bit's at the end of this article, but yeah, Ian Doyle basically saying on Anthony Gordon to Liverpool rumours, the prospect of Newcastle selling anyone to the Reds in the foreseeable future appears remote. The problem is, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that. I think, I think Anthony Gordon is someone you should keep your eye on this summer, in my personal opinion. I think you need to keep your eye on the Anthony Gordon situation. I really do. I really do. I'm not saying we buy him, but I'm saying they might just keep an eye on him this summer. So we've got Yan Diomande, who Liverpool really like, and the other one Liverpool are really looking like they like him right now is Mickey van der Ven. Mickey van der Ven as well. Now, I actually think Mickey van der Ven is actually a lot better than people give him credit for. I just think he plays for Tottenham Hotspur, and Tottenham Hotspur as a football club are just cursed. They're just not a big club like everyone. I don't know why Tottenham are part of apparent Big Six. I don't know what puts them there. They're not a very big club. They're not a very good club. I don't get the arrogant Spurs fans. I don't get any of it, right? But I actually think Mickey van der Ven is actually a pretty decent defender. And I think he's Tottenham's actually best defender. The only problem about Mickey van der Ven is obviously his injuries in the past 18 months. That is his only issue for me. I actually look at him. I like him. I like the guy, right? I do. I think he's good, right? The Dutch factor, yeah, I get it, guys. I get it. I do believe he's Tottenham's best. I think he's Tottenham's best defender, but he's part of a defence that is completely shit and leaks goals continuously. Look, Liverpool leak goals continuously as well, but no one would say Van Dijk and Konate are shit, would they? You know, this is the thing. When teams concede a lot of goals, yeah, Liverpool concede a lot of goals, Tottenham concede a lot of goals. When teams concede a lot of goals, especially the way Liverpool have done this season, I wouldn't sit there and go, Virgil van Dijk and Konate are the issue. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say they're the issue. I wouldn't say they're bad, they're terrible centre-backs, you know, sell them tomorrow sort of thing, right? And it's the same thing with Van der Ven. I actually think Van der Ven's decent. I really do. My only problem with Van der Ven is his injuries. Now, for me, I would bring Van der Ven in along, but keep Konate. I would keep Konate. I would keep Virgil, right? I'd bring Van der Ven in. I'd bring Jean-Marie Jacquet in, and then I'd have Giovanni Leone, and that'd be my 5 centre-backs. I'd let Joe Gomez go in the summer, because Van der Ven can play left-back as well. Mickey van der Ven can play in that left-back position, and I think that's why Liverpool might be looking at him as well. Liverpool will go probably lose Andrew Robinson in the summer. Robbo is probably going to leave Liverpool in the summer. Tsimikas for me will get sold in the summer as well. They're obviously Liverpool like Chambers. Chambers out on loan, I believe, at Charlton at the moment. They believe he's got a bright future, so I think he'll be around the squad next season. But I think they might be looking at someone who can play centre back, left back, right? If you sell Joe Gomez in the summer, you let Joe Gomez go in the summer. You got Virgil van Dijk. You got Konate re-signs. You've got Jean-Marie Jacquet. You got Mickey van der Ven, and you got Giovanni Leone. They're your 5 centre backs. Big up, Colin, man. I did not see anything about Alisson today. Let me go, Perez. Let me know in the chat what they say. So that could be Liverpool's 5 centre back choices in the summer. That could be who they're looking at as another centre back. Again, it's all rumours. That's why it's fun to chat about. But yeah, let me know what you think about that in the comments after the show, guys. Let me know about everything about what you think about these transfer rumours. Again, I think that's a very interesting one with Mickey van der Ven that we need to look into. And then the other one is it Roland Sallai? Sallai? I can't remember. It's a Hungarian right back. So he's another guy that Liverpool are looking at. A Hungarian right back. Let me bring this up to you as well, guys. He's the guy from Galatasaray, I do believe. Another guy Liverpool are apparently looking at. I mean, Hungarian right back, a Hungarian left back, and a Hungarian midfielder, yeah? We need 2 centre-backs, a DM, a right back, and 2 wingers. Big up, Josh. I don't know anything about this guy, right? I'm not going to sit here and pretend I watch Galatasaray every week. I watched Galatasaray yesterday beat Juventus, but I don't know if he was playing or not. I can't remember. I don't recall. But yeah, apparently the father of the Galatasaray right back, Roland Sallai, is it? Speaking to whoever that is, Liverpool could be such a destination. I know the contract has already been made through a management office. I don't know what that fucking means. What's through a management office? I don't want to shout anything, but my son will have a really good chance in the summer if there is an offer that is also beneficial to Galatasaray to change country and level. It wouldn't be just any moment if Liverpool were to run into Anfield Road turf with the 3 Hungarians in the starting lineup. And there he is right there. Interesting. He got subbed off, poor game. There you go. I have never heard of him. I don't know fuck all about him, but it's another bit of interesting news coming out about a right back that potentially Liverpool are looking at. I think Liverpool need to look at a right back because Conor Bradley's injuries are such a concern now. There's some reports saying that Conor Bradley might not be back till 2027. So his injuries are a massive concern right now, a huge concern. So, yeah, I just don't know about that. This might be the Alisson news that someone was just talking about right now. Let me share the screen with you. This is, according to Gazetta, Juventus are plotting an ambitious summer raid for Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson Becker, who previously played under current manager Spalletti at Roma. Some news and rumours there about Alisson Becker. I've already been a bit worried about the Alisson situation. Alisson's got a year left in his contract, but he has also a hidden year in his contract as well, where the club can just give him another year on top. So in theory, Alisson has 2 years left on his deal. With 2 years left on your deal, what do Liverpool do with Alisson Becker? I'm not letting him go at all, but will the club? They got Mamardashvili there. Mamardashvili does need to play football. We ain't keeping Mamardashvili for much longer without without playing enough games of football for my liking. If Mamardashvili is not about this life, then they need to sell Mamardashvili and get another goalkeeper. This is the issue Liverpool got, guys. If Mamardashvili is not about this life, like a lot of people think, then Liverpool need to sell Mamardashvili in the summer and then buy a goalkeeper to replace Alisson Becker probably in the summer after. Or do they just keep with Alisson Becker and Mamardashvili next season, and Mamardashvili then becomes Alisson's successor? I don't know. Do you give Alisson a new contract and just keep him for another 4 years and sell out Mamardashvili and buy another number 2? I don't know what we do in that situation, guys. But I think this summer is a very, very interesting one. And I like Jaros as well. It's a very, very interesting one. Let's keep an eye on this Alisson situation, because I think this Alisson situation this summer or in the next 12 months is going to be one we're going to have to talk about and understand where we're going with it, guys. Other news here. Liverpool are ready to offer £90 million for Newcastle's Anthony Gordon, according to reports. The Reds have made signing Gordon, who's a boyhood Liverpool fan, their top target. That's another rumour going around today, which counteracts the rumour from the Liverpool Echo earlier on about that they're not interested in him, which I don't think is the case. I think Liverpool have an a heavy interest in that player. Ian Doyle-Smith doesn't believe so, but I do think Liverpool rate and like him. It's the wide players. I've got this sneaking issue, yeah, guys. I've got this sneaky feeling inside me, right, that Liverpool don't sign a midfielder this summer and we just buy wide players. I think Liverpool will buy another fullback. I don't know if it'll be a right back or a left back or a centre back that can play fullback, but I do think Liverpool will buy another defender in the summer. Julian Shaqiri is already at Liverpool. He'll be a Liverpool player in the summer. I think Konate will sign a new deal, in my opinion. I've got this sneaky feeling Konate will stay at Liverpool. I think Virgil will stay for another year or two. And I think Liverpool will buy another summer. I think Liverpool will buy a defender in the summer that can play centre-back, full-back, a versatile defender, which a lot of clubs do have now. You know, if you look at a lot of top clubs around England and Europe, they do have a lot of centre-backs that can play full-back. And I think that's the market Liverpool going to be in there. Then you've got this midfield issue, which we do have a midfield issue. I actually think our midfield is more of a problem because of the way we play more than I think it's a structure of our play and a system of our play more than it is about the players itself, right? But you got Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Curtis Jones, and Alexis McAllister, Wataru Endo, Stefan Bajcetic. They're Liverpool's midfielders, yeah. I don't think Slot thinks there's an issue with our midfield. I really don't. And reading them Slot quotes today, it does show what Slot wants. Yeah, the sort of players that Arne Slot actually wants in his team, right? Compared to the players that he got, or compared to the players that he still has in his team. I don't think Slot wants a midfielder. I honestly don't. I honestly don't. I don't think Arne Slot wants a midfielder. Now, Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards might think differently and think Liverpool do need a midfielder. Why we've been linked to people like Walton and stuff like that, right? Who, by the way, I do not want, right? I think Slot feels like our issues are more the wide players. I think Slot feels that our major issues at our football club now is in the wide areas of the pitch where we have no pace. and it's not so much the problem of the midfield. I don't think Slot wants Gakpo and Salah at the football club anymore. Yeah. I think he's looking at younger attacking talent that have got pace. He talks about pace quite a bit. If you actually listen to Slot sometimes, he does talk about our pace quite a bit, yeah. We haven't got any. Like, we are paceless, yeah. It doesn't matter how good your midfield is. It doesn't matter how good your midfield is. If we got fucking no pace in the wide areas right up front, it's going to be it's going to have trouble creating and scoring goals and being dangerous. You see the difference when Rio plays and comes on in games. You know, that bit of pace, that enthusiasm, that directness. It changes the aspect of the way you play. I think Slot feels like he needs 3 wingers. And I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool buy 3 wingers in the summer. I don't think Salah and Cody Gakpo will both leave. I think Salah will leave. I think Cody will stay. I think they'll buy 2 right wingers and 1 left winger. I think Liverpool go buy 3 wingers in the summer. I actually think the shape of our team is wrong at the moment and the way we play with our midfield and wide players. And here's the issue. And I've been thinking about this a lot recently, guys. And this is not me getting Slot off the hook or anything like that, right? Because I still don't like the way we play football, right? But I look at the way we set up. Liverpool went and bought a number 10. Now, I've had this argument many times. I had this argument with people last season. Sallai never played number 10 last season. Yeah, I don't care what anyone says. He never played number 10 last season, right? Liverpool went out and bought a proper number 10, right? A proper number 10 in the summer. They also went out and bought 2 proper strikers. When you go and buy a proper number 10, you go and buy a proper centre forward. You need your wide players to be wide players, not inside forwards. It doesn't help. You need them to be out wide, you know, with pace that can get in behind, that can go on the outside, that can go on the inside. That's what you need. That's what they need. They need that badly. They need that badly. And because you've got 2 wide players that are not really wingers, they're more inside forwards. They're goal scorers. They're people. They're wide players that like to be at the end of transition, not in the middle of it. They don't want to be part of build-up. They want to be at the end of the build-up. Cody Gakpo and Mo Salah prefer being at the end of the build-up, not in the build-up. This season, Mo Salah and Cody Gakpo have had to be in the build-up. And it shows how weak they are playing that way. Mo Salah is at his best at the end of build-up, being the last pass or the shot that scores the goal. That's where Mo is at his strongest. Cody Gakpo is at his strongest when he's at the end of the build-up, being put through on goal or something like that, not in the middle of build-up. So because we've got a new number 10 and brand new striker, we're playing a bit wider, right? And you're building up with your wide players. Our wide players can't build up like that. They're not made that way, right? They're the end of transition. So what happens is our left winger cuts in, our right winger cuts in. They become inverted wingers. They're more inside forwards now. And number 10 has got no space to work, so he drifts off to the left. Our strikers don't got no space to work. He drifts off to the left. And then our midfield are all stuck in the middle, and all the wide areas are vacant, which means Gravenberch steps forward, becomes an attacking midfielder. McAllister steps forward, becomes an attacking midfielder, and you've got all that space in behind. I've said this all season. I will say it again. If Liverpool had Casado this season, we would still leak goals like we're leaking right now because the way we are set up with our wide players. It's as simple as that. I've said this time and time again. People keep talking about how we play out from the back, full-backs and all that shit. It's all bollocks. Just look at the way we play. Look at the way we play. We build up with selfish players. Mo Salah is a selfish player. Cody Gakpo is a selfish player. Guess what? Your main striker is meant to be selfish because strikers are meant to be selfish. So your 3 players that you got up front are selfish players who want to be the one who gets the last goal or make the assist for the goal. That is what they want, right? They're about numbers, yeah? So they're all trying to do the same thing. So guess what? They give away the ball. Then your midfielder's advanced. Gakpo stepping forward, Grambert stepping forward, McAllister stepping forward. They're advanced. Then they got to run back the other way constantly. If you had Casado in this team, one of the best TMs around there, if you had him in your team, he would be exposed. It wouldn't matter. It's style of play, man. I've said this time and time again this season. It's style of play. Jamie Carragher called out Arne Slot about this in the first game of the season against Bournemouth. He called him out on it. Overexposed. And what did Slot answer? If Bournemouth have got 8 players defending in their own half, we should have 8 players attacking in their half, 1 for each player. That's his answer. That's his answer. That's the way he wants to play. So it leaves you exposed. Leaves you exposed. It's a very European way of playing because it's down to technical ability, right? Which is why Liverpool have done all right in Europe against a lot of the big clubs in Europe this season. Because in Europe, it's more on technical ability. Yeah. If you look at European leagues, they still believe in more in the technical side of football than the Premier League does right now. Premier League is completely different. It's about pace and power and and all that sort of stuff, which blows away European sides. They can't handle that. But if you look at the European way of playing, it's still about technical ability. So that way of playing that Slot wants to play suits actually European football. And the players we got are very technical players, so it suits that style of football. That's why we look comfortable against the big clubs in Europe this season, because our players are actually technically good footballers. But technically good footballers in that way of playing doesn't always suit Premier League style. Doesn't. And that is something Slot has got to get used to and sort out. And that's why we look different in Europe compared to Premier League guys, And I've said this most of the season. It's you have to find a blend of trying to mix the both. That's what Liverpool need, yeah? Liverpool need to find a blend of mixing the both. Liverpool need to find a blend of being technical, power and pace and aggressiveness, right? If Liverpool can find a way of blending them 3 in both competitions, Liverpool will win everything, right? At the moment, we struggle to blend them 3 things in all the competitions, and that's why we struggle. I don't think this team is not physical. I don't think this team lacks physicality. I just think they lack the way or they should be playing. Because last season, this team didn't have a problem with physicality, and it's mostly the same players. We're physical last season. That's why we didn't concede many goals until the end of last season. From the beginning of the season, the first 6 months of the last season, Liverpool did hardly concede that many goals. Yeah, and we scored a lot of goals. That's what goes under the radar as well. Liverpool scored a lot of goals, and for the first half of the season, didn't concede many goals. So the physical standpoint wasn't an issue back then. It's an issue now, but it's the same players because the style of play has changed, guys. The style of our play has completely changed. We play ridiculously now. Which is why I wonder if Liverpool just want wingers. and they don't think the midfield's an issue. I think differently, yeah, personally. I want a midfielder this summer, yeah. I want McAllister sold, and I want someone to replace Alexis McAllister, because I don't think McAllister has got that in him anymore to play week in, week out at this level from a physical, stamina, and personal point of view. I think he's a very good footballer. You should not be dismissing McAllister's football ability. I just think physically he's fucked. And we need to move on from Alexis McAllister. He's also our oldest midfielder apart from Wataru Endo. So because of that, I think we need to move on from him. I think McAllister's had an awful season. For a man of his ability, for a player that gets put up on a high pedestal that some Liverpool fans put him in, he has been dog shit. But McAllister's PR is great, and I think McAllister will be fine in Europe. Again, I think McAllister will look fine in the Europeans in Champions League games because it's a lot different paced, it's a lot different setup, it's more about technical ability and stuff like that. So I think McAllister in Europe will look fine. I think in the Premier League, it's a different McAllister and he struggles. I want Elliot Anderson. I think Elliot Anderson is the perfect McAllister replacement in our midfield. I really do. If I'm playing a double pivot next season, my double pivot next season would be Elliot Anderson and Dominic Szoboszlai. That would be my double pivot. I think Elliot Anderson is a fabulous footballer. I think he's a fabulous footballer, man. He probably will have a stellar World Cup. It's because he's good technically. He's just not got it for the Premier League no more. Elliot Anderson's my guy. I think he's better than Walton. My problem with Walton is that when he's at Crystal Palace, Walton sits a lot deeper. He's allowed to sit a lot deeper and he gets involved a lot because of the way Crystal Palace play. If Walton signed for Liverpool, for me, he's going to be playing a little bit further up the pitch with a little bit more risk in our game than the way Crystal Palace plays. I think Walton would be exposed playing that way. I really do. I think Walton is heavily protected at Crystal Palace because of the way he plays. He plays a lot deeper. He plays with a back five behind him, and they have a lot less of the ball. If he went to someone like Liverpool going to play him a little bit higher up with a little bit more risk in our game, because Virgil and Konate like to push the defensive line up a little bit higher. That means he'll have to be pushed up a little bit higher, which means he's going to have a bit more. He's going to have a lot more grass around him, a lot more room around him than he would at Crystal Palace, where he's got a bit of more comfortable setting in that midfield. And I don't think he's got the legs. Where I believe Anderson is a far better player because I think he's more mobile. He's a lot quicker. I think he moves the ball better as well, more of the time. I think Walton is probably a better one-off passer than Anderson with his through balls and he's passing in between the lines. But I think what Elliot Anderson gives you, it gives you a bit more physicality in your midfield. It gives you a bit more pace in your midfield, and he moves the ball more than Walton does. And in a 90-minute game, for me, I think he, out of the two English midfielders or the two British midfielders that you could buy this season in the summer next year in the Premier League, I believe Elliot Anderson is better than Walton. But I think there's going to be a lot of people after Elliot Anderson. I think the two Manchester clubs, my thing is, I think the two Manchester clubs are his favoured destination. I think he wants to go to one of the two Manchester clubs. But if I'm going to buy a British midfielder this season in my central midfield, I'm buying Elliot Anderson. I think Elliot Anderson, Szoboszlai and Wirtz would be an extremely good midfield three. I really do. And then you get pacey wingers to go with it. You got Elliot Anderson, Szoboszlai, Wirtz. You get like a Barcola and a Diomande on the right, a Barcola on the left, Isaac up top. That is a completely different Liverpool. It's a completely different Liverpool what you see now. Elliot Anderson's physical, can win the ball, can move the ball quickly. Szoboszlai physical, can move the ball. Szoboszlai, your technical number 10. You got your two pacey direct wingers, and you got your killer up front in Alexander Isak. I think you see a completely different Liverpool. I really do. I really do. That is what I'm looking at for next season, and that's what I would go with if I'm Liverpool Football Club. My worry is that if Liverpool can't get Walton or an Elliot Anderson, I don't think they get anyone. I just don't think they get anyone. I think they give McAllister. I do have a funny feeling McAllister could leave in the summer, but I'm not completely sure he will. But yeah, I think Elliot Anderson, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, physical, can all move the ball. You get wide players as well that can very direct. They can go in and out. Pacey, scary. You got your killer up front in Isak. You got two pacey fullbacks in Frimpong and Kirkes. You keep Konate and Virgil. You got Jacobin Jacquet in the background. You've got Van der Ven in the background. You've got Leone in the background. You've got Allison in goal still. That is a far better Liverpool than we have now. It's quicker. It's technical. It's pacey. It's stronger. It's more physical. Give me that. Really, James, do we go out and get the players we really need? I think we will this summer, Josh. I think that I've said it for a while now. I believe Liverpool are looking at this in a 2 or 3 stage thing. Last summer was a big transfer window. And then this summer will be another big transfer window. They'll sign new people to contract, sell players, and then I think they will go and think they've got their team. Again, if a midfielder is coming in, I think Slot wants to keep McAllister. I think Slot wants to keep McAllister. I think Slot wants to keep Szoboszlai. I think Slot wants to keep Gravenberch, yeah? I don't think Slot is keen on keeping Curtis Jones, right? So I think out of all the midfielders, Curtis Jones could be the one who leaves, yeah? Say Curtis Jones leaves and you bring in Anderson or a Walton or something like that, and then you keep the other midfielders. That's your midfield. That's your midfield set and done. You go and buy 2 or 3 wide players. You go and buy another. You go and buy another defender, and I think that's Liverpool summer. I really do. I really do. Szoboszlai's got to get a new deal. Szoboszlai's the guy. I know a lot of people are saying, well, we're only talking about Szoboszlai because he's been our best player this season, but we've been bad this season. I'm not one of them Liverpool fans because I've been talking about how good Szoboszlai's been for about 2 or 3 years now. Guys, I've been talking about how good Szoboszlai's been for about 2 or 3 years now. So, I think Szoboszlai did a great job last season. I think it went under the radar because everyone just assumed Szoboszlai was a number 10 last year. No one really understood till now the job Dominic Szoboszlai had to do last year. He was just the runner. He was the coverer and runner. So Trent could do his thing and Salah could do his thing. So we used Szoboszlai as the anchor. That's what we did last year. We used Szoboszlai as the anchor, and it went under the radar. People got slagged off Szoboszlai last year because he weren't doing what a proper number 10 was meant to be doing. That was never his role. That was never the way he was meant to play. And now you look at him this season, he's not playing in the number 10 at all this season, and he's got more GA this season than he did last year when he apparently played in the number 10 position. So it lets you know the role that Dominic Szoboszlai had to play last year to the role he's playing this year, which means he's a fabulous footballer. So it's not reactionary of us saying how good Szoboszlai's been. He was great last year. It's just that people didn't notice because they were just so like, oh, he's a number 10 and he's not getting the work. Forget that. Look at the role he had last year. He was Liverpool's anchor. He was the one doing all the work for Trent and Salah to do theirs. And then this season, he's gone to do it. He's playing a lot deeper this season, and he's got fucking more goals and assists this season than he did last year. So that tells you everything you need to know. He's a top player, man. Top player. Yeah, exactly. We had Diaz last year. Big up, Melvin. Big up, me. Big up, my man. Hope you're good. Yeah, Szoboszlai's a top player, man. Top draw footballer. Top draw footballer, man. Rate him highly. Rate him highly. Right, guys, before we get out of here, let me just share something with you. You guys didn't know. You're about to know. Hang on 1 second. So if you didn't know, guys, I have started a second channel called Cop and Cancel. There it is right there. This is my second channel, guys. It's called the Cop and Console. This is my second channel. This is all about gaming and watch-alongs that are not anything to do with Liverpool. So obviously I'll do all my Liverpool watch-alongs on Big Up, and that's where it will stay. But this will be another channel where I can do watch-alongs for rival clubs and stuff like that, and just doing everyday football watch-alongs that I enjoy. This is going to be the channel for you. And it's also going to be my gaming channel. As you know, I've started doing a bit of gaming online as well, which I enjoy. It's my downtime. It's a couple of hours that I can just not talk about football or anything, just have a bit of fun and do some gaming. And it's all going to be on the Cop and Console. So please go and subscribe to that if you've not done so already. I'm going to put the link in the live chat right now. We are already on 83 subscribers. Obviously, there's no videos up right now about anything. But yeah, go and subscribe to the Cop and Console if you've not done so already. Let's try and get this 100 subscribers right now. I'd appreciate it. There's the link. There's the link right now. Go and hit that link. Go and subscribe. Let's try and get this to 100 subscribers if we can. I'd appreciate it. So yeah, link is there, guys. Link is as well in the description below. So if you're watching this on the replay and you've missed the link in the live chat, in the description below this video, there's a link there as well. Go and hit that link, and that'll take you to my second channel, the Cop and Console. And yeah, go and subscribe to it. We will be going live on this next week, guys. We'll be going live on this next week. I'll be doing all my gaming streams on here and watch-alongs for all rivals and that. Other European games, other Champions League games as well will all be on this new second channel. All my Liverpool stuff will stay on this channel and on my Big Up channel. So, yeah, go and enjoy. Get yourselves over there, man. Much love, guys. Go and subscribe to that. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Martin, man. Big up, mine. Yeah. Let's get this to 100 subscribers as quickly as we can before even a video is put out, because that'd be awesome. We can get that to 100 by the end of tonight. Much love to you guys. I need to get you on Arc Raiders, JV. I've seen that, for Ferris. I've seen that game about. I haven't played it yet, though. But this is only possible as well because the Lakers, big up Lakers. Thank you very much to him as well. This is the only reason I can do this sort of thing right now. So much love to Lakers. So, yeah, guys, go and subscribe, man. Go and subscribe. Let's get this to 100 subscribers by the end of the night if we can. Again, if you're watching this on the replay and you can't see the link for on the live chat again, go in the description below this video and you'll see a link there. Go and hit that link. Subscribe to the Cop and Console. And guys, I'll be live again at 10 p.m. tonight with the Vibes with Copper show in just over 2 hours' time. My Big Up channel. The link for that is pinned at the top of the live chat. Go and hit that link and that'll take you over to my Big Up channel where we're doing the Vibes with Copper show with the boys from Coppage tonight. We're doing 5 in, 5 out transfers tonight. What 5 players Liverpool should sell and what 5 players you should buy, and then we're going to be debating about that. So it should be a fun one. Should be a good one, man. And so, yeah, take care, people. Thank you very much. Go and subscribe to the Cop and Console. Let's get that to 100 subscribers by the end of the night. Big up, people. I'll see you on Big Up at 10 p.m. Peace out.